In this video, I'll be talking about natal moon in Scorpio in the 6th house and what this placement means for you when it is in your birth chart. So with that being said, what the moon represents is it represents emotional needs, and it represents how we find fulfillment and security. And it also represents our upbringing and our home life. And when it is in Scorpio, it is debilitated because Scorpio is the sign of lack. It's the sign of needs and desires. And it is also about complications and psychologically complex situations. So with the moon in Scorpio, this shows somebody that learned psychologically complex coping mechanisms in their upbringing, and also that is comfortable with uncomfortable or unideal situations where there are a lot of power struggles over resources, or a lot of psychological struggles. But ultimately, since Scorpio is about the need to control things, when the moon is in Scorpio, it shows somebody that has the need to control things or to have power in a certain aspect of life. So in this case, you have it in the 6th house. The 6th house is about lifestyle and routine and about organization. And it's also about our work lives. So when the moon is in the 6th house, this shows somebody that really depends on their work life the most for emotional security and like the stability of their work life. With the influence of Scorpio, this shows that you have this need to control the order of things, and you also have this need for power or control within the work situation. And this could have been something that you learned from the way that you were raised or from your upbringing, especially from the nurturing figure. She could have been more controlling and critical, because the 6th house is about being critical. It's about details. So it's somebody that may have always needed to control every detail of things, or needed to know every detail in order to have influence or the potential to control that or to have power over that. So another aspect of this placement is that when you have the moon in Scorpio in the 6th house, you will have a tendency also to now feel like you need to control things, or like you need to stand up for yourself and protect your own power within relationships, or within the work situations, or within situations that you could have enemies, because the 6th house is also about enemies. So anyway, ultimately what this leads you to feel like is that with this placement, a lot of times these individuals that have it, they will need a lot of sensitive facts or information, and they'll need to know a lot of details, and they'll have this need to control details of things. But for the most part, they have this need for information from a manipulative standpoint, from the ability to be able to control things. Now, since the moon also shows things that we attract, and it's in the 6th house, which is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is all about communication. This shows somebody that attracts a lot of gossip and a lot of information or deep facts, a lot of sensitive facts about others, or about the world in general, because the 6th house can be about news, or it could be about happenings, things that's going around in the immediate environment. So that basically summarizes this placement. And for me to rephrase it, I would rephrase it in the sense, this shows somebody that needs to control the order of things, especially interpersonally, because moon in Scorpio is somebody that learned that in order to find security, they had to control the things, the way things were done, revolving other people and not just themselves. So that basically summarizes this placement. So I hope that this was insightful and that you guys enjoyed. If you did resonate with this, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more content. If you'd like a natal chart reading where I break down each of your placements in a personalized video, then check the link in my description to my Patreon, where I do a free natal chart reading for each of my Jupiter tier patrons. And I also have a 50% discount for my most basic tier, which is the moon tier. off of natal chart readings. So definitely check that out if that interests you. And I also have an email in my description if you'd like to contact me that way and book a reading that way. With that being said, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting in any way that you do. And I will talk to you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace. So the last thing about this placement is that since you have a debilitated moon in your 6th house, the 6th house is about our lifestyle, our work lives, and how we organize things and how we control our outcomes in our life, like how we make decisions and how we choose to order things. And with a debilitated planet being here, this shows that there's some aspect of the way that you organize your lifestyle that is debilitated. Like you have a negative tendency or a unhealthy coping mechanism when it comes to the way that you go about your life and go about like controlling factors into your favor. Sometimes, and this could particularly be the fact that you feel like you need to always maintain influence over those things, and you always feel like you're fighting for control over those things. That could be the way that it expresses itself. But there's something unhealthy about your way about your work life or your lifestyle that you've become very comfortable with, or that you've developed as a natural, personality trait or tendency or coping mechanism. So, yeah.